Well, I think it worked, by George. It's only took me how many weeks to figure that stupid thing out?
Bonsoir!
Yeah, bonsoir. So y'all you out there in the chat, you do not have to change rooms.
Right.
I have finally figured it out how to get it to do this. So I'm very proud of myself. It only took about 45 minutes of literature reading, and I finally stumbled across the way to do it. So, but it's not quite as easy. I mean, once you find these instructions, the right instructions, that is, it's not that hard, but finding the right instructions is the hard part. So, but glad y'all are all out there with us, and it worked this time. So, once again, we're going to strictly, I'm fed up with Restream. And if you want to watch the show, then you're going to have to come over to YouTube, because that's all we're going to stream anymore. I'm not going to mess with the Restream, because I seem to have every week they change something and try to make it better. And by the time you figure it out, it's like takes you a whole week to figure out how they changed it and how to make it work. So I'm tired of it. So, but now that I've figured out the secret of this will make it much better, so y'all don't have to change rooms. But Aussie Man, thank you. I appreciate that, Aussie Man. He says, holy crap, you're on time today.
Right. Yep. Totally correct.
Yeah. Yeah, Heirloom Game Calls is out there. Aussie Man, Bill, how y'all doing? Michelle Marcuse out there. Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking. He's out there.
Hashtag unfinished project. Well, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, Lynn's handcrafted wood signs. So they're all out there. I appreciate y'all being out there. Sorry for last week that I had to cancel the show.
We missed y'all.
Let me tell you, when it rains, it pours. And what was it, week before or 2 weeks ago? It's been about 2 weeks, yeah. My son, they got moved into this house, and the hot water heater went out. So I spent all day Saturday. I started at like 8:30 that morning, taking the old hot water heater out and putting the new one in and getting it plumbed in and getting it wired in and getting it working and everything. So I missed the show. Lo and behold, this past Saturday, they call us and say, you know what? We hate to tell you this, but we think the air conditioner quit working. And I've got a 16-month-old daughter that's there, and there's no way she can stay in that house with that AC. So I bailed out and went over there and looked at it. It looked like all that was problem was it needed cleaning, but in the same aspect, sometimes they can freeze up because they're low on Freon. Well, we know somebody that we trust that has worked on some of the family air conditioners. And I called my daughter and I said, do you have that guy's number? And she goes, yeah. I said, well, we need him over here at Cody's. His air conditioner's not working. And I said, I'm going to start cleaning on it, but I'm just wanting him to come and check it and make sure it's not low on Freon, because if it can freeze up also being low on Freon. So she called him and we were there cleaning. I didn't expect to see him for hours. He just happened to be in the neighborhood finishing up. He was there in 30 minutes.
Wow.
And he came up and he says, you want me to go ahead and finish cleaning that for you? And I said, yeah, go ahead, take over. And then I want you to check it and make sure everything's running like it's got plenty of Freon and everything. So the biggest problem was that my daughter that lived there before had dogs, and Cody has dogs. So the dog hair makes it through the filter, which you wouldn't think it does, but into the coil on the AC. And it locks it up, so it can't move enough air. So guess what? It freezes up like a block of ice. So he cleaned the whole thing, the inside coils, the evaporator, and the condenser. He cleaned both of those really good, and then he checked the Freon levels and checked things and said he did inform us that the air conditioner's old and we're probably going to need a new one here in the next year or so. So we need to be thinking about that and replace it during the winter months so that it doesn't happen during the summer, which I agree with him. You know, that'd be the best time to do it. And in Florida, it's usually January, February. It's cooled off more than it or December, because I've had Thanksgiving it be 80 degrees here in Florida. No problem. So, but that's the reason I couldn't do the show. Sorry about that, but the family comes first, and especially they had to have AC for my granddaughter. So we had a good time fixing the AC. I told him, I said, what the heck's going to break next? It's like hot water heater first, air conditioner now. What else is going to go wrong? So we made it this weekend. He didn't call me, so maybe we'll be pretty good. Tonight we're going to just talk about turning in general. Jim said he has been turning pretty much.
I'm turning.
You're turning. It was turning some wood turning. It was turning wood today, so we're going to talk about that. And Donald's not here tonight. If you want to say a little prayer for him or send him condolences on his Facebook page. His aunt passed away in the last couple of 2 or 3 days, so he's not going to be here tonight. So I know him and his family are mourning the loss of his aunt. So
where's Dixon?
Anyway, he's not in. I don't know where Dixon's at. So I didn't see him say anything over on Facebook. So if y'all see him, let me know. Go ahead, Paul, and tell us where we can find you.
Find me Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube, on Instagram. And I want to let Aussie Man know that the reason Russ was on time tonight is I called his wife and had her turn all the clocks ahead by about 5 minutes. And that's why he was on time tonight.
I wouldn't doubt that at all. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Pretty good. Al.
Got to hand it to you, Paul. Am I pointing in the right direction? I'm not even seeing it right.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. It's that way. But look at this. Oh, it passed. Anyway, Al Forte, Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop, Kilroy 79763. Just for fun. Hey, no matter. Anyway, go to Chris now.
Oh, moi. Hey guys, Chris here. Cranky Workshop. If you hear a loud crash, it's me, because the monitor I was using for the second screen crapped out just as we logged into this.
No way.
Yeah, as soon as you logged on, I lost all signal to the second monitor. I don't know why.
Might be just a connection.
Already tested that.
Oh, well, it ain't the connection.
Oh, it's best.
It's in trouble if it doesn't do it soon.
Yep. Donna.
Donna Presley, Donna's Embroidery Plus. You can find me on Facebook or YouTube. And Mother said, tell everybody hi. She misses you. And I'm going to get it to where she'll be able to watch from up there eventually.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Rose, go
So
on.
good. Jim. Oh. Go ahead, Jim.
Jim Bashir's Driveway Workshop. Hey, there's Dixon.
Hey.
All right. And looks like we're going to talk about turning tonight. Stuff.
Yep. And then
There's
Dixon,
somewhere.
where can we find you, Dixon?
Hey, Dixon Huffman. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube and all over other places. And totally forgot it was Saturday.
Other places.
It's rough being retired.
Yeah, you lose track of what
Probably in the woods,
day it is,
camping out,
don't you?
having a good time.
Yeah, that was last weekend. Yep.
See?
No service of any kind. No electronics.
One thing I did, let me zoom in on this so I can see the chat a little bit better, make the words bigger. Heirloom Gang Call said we have a special filter, a HEPA, and all that good stuff. Things about 4 inches thick. Yeah, that's what I was telling them too on the AC. But I got news for you. Even the HEPA filters, for some reason, dog hair can make it through them. Think about how thin a hair is, and if that sucker gets lined up straight like a needle, it'll just go right through that HEPA filter for some reason. So I haven't seen a filter yet that, unless you get like a multi-stage filter or whatever, that would stop dog hair from going through and getting into an air conditioner unit. So, and I did warn them, don't get the cheap filters, because that will definitely cause you problems. You want to pay for the good filter because it does a lot better. So, but yeah, I know what you're talking about, having a good HEPA filter. Dan Iggy says, somebody sent me some bad karma. He said he emptied his sheds so he could move them, and everything's in the back lawn. It said it never rains here in August, but today it did. It poured cats and dogs.
Well, I hope he didn't step on a poodle.
Yeah, really. Oh, or slip in the Shih Tzu. Yeah, so yeah. I'm just reading through the chat real quick before we get started.
Reading through the chat.
Jim, you started this thing out saying that you were turning today. What have you been turning?
Well, Glenna's going to do some trade show things, so I got a bunch of stuff from Penn State to do some turning, and got a couple of test knife holders that I did today. So
right, give me about 2 seconds, and I'll get you on solo layout.
Oh, all right.
Every turn.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm
screw up the epoxy blank. So that one did one in walnut. So that other one's cocobolo. That one's walnut. And then the good old standby seam rippers. So with stiletto on one side.
Yep.
And then the seam ripper on the other side.
On the other side, yeah. Those are pretty cool.
So I got a bunch of these. These go like crazy. So I got a bunch of those to turn. And the regular obligatory pen kits.
The obligatory pen kits, I like that.
Just
yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, just the.
I like that. The obligatory pen kits.
Yeah, everybody's got to do a pen, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Penn State had some blank kits. So I got a kit with I'm looking at the wrong computer. I got
those are blanks.
Little kit.
Oh, those are pretty cool.
3/4. Yeah, these are like 3/4 by 3/4. So you got to be really good about drilling a hole in the middle of them.
Right.
So it doesn't go off at an angle. And
right.
There's a lot of pretty cool colors in here. But for the seam rippers, you want to have like little knots in them so that people can put their finger down on them and push hard.
Right.
So those have a little bit thicker pen blanks for those. This one's purple. I kind of like this one.
When you say thicker, is it how much thicker than 3/4 is it?
I think this is 1 inch maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Wow.
Is that a plastic? That's not marble. You'd never be able to drill through it.
No,
it's not marble. It's resin. Yeah.
Resin.
Yeah, it's resin. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they look.
So here's an orange one that's kind of cool.
Fancy.
That is cool. I like that.
It is.
And this one's kind of a cream colored.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the guy that makes his own pen blanks.
Yeah,
I
I
had
can
him on
see
the
his
show.
I can see his face in my mind's eye, but I can't think of
Yeah,
who
and
it
he's
is.
still making them and everything. And
Interesting.
he had one up for bid one night, and I won the bid. I took it all the way up to 30. It was either 30 or $35 I paid for that sucker. But he made it with a real coffee beans in the resin, so that the pen smells like coffee. And my wife is a coffee addict,
Yeah,
so I bought that
yeah.
for her and made a pen out of that. And so she uses it, and she can smell coffee while she's working. Yeah,
Is it Jake? Is it Jake Thompson?
it doesn't sound familiar.
Because him and JP do like
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Dan Inge says it's Zach Higgins.
Zach Higgins, that's it.
Yes.
That's Zach
Yeah.
Higgins. Thank you, Dan. Yep, Zach Higgins.
This
That's who
one's
it is.
It's got like a honeycomb aluminum in it, so that's
Does.
kind of cool. Make a pen.
That looks like you could bite into it and eat it.
Actually, that hold that
Yeah.
one back up. You would think that
Okay.
the honeycomb aluminum one, yeah, you would think that there would be a problem turning that because it has the aluminum in it, but the tools cut right through that. The aluminum is so thin, and it goes right through them.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
these were kind of interesting too. They've just got like crystallized crap in them. so
Crystallized
that'd
crap.
be a cool one. Also,
Yeah, I can send you the real crap if you need to.
I
Yeah,
think I actually
high
got this
sugar
one from
content
Zach
in it.
because
Oh, that's neat.
he was giving away stuff on his show, and I think I got this one and this one from him
That's too cool.
because they don't have any
That's-
price
Yeah.
stickers on them. I remember being on his show and I won the contest for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
But those two look nice, and then I've just got a bunch of them that have like that crystallized junk inside of them. So they
Yeah, I'm
should
not
be-
quite sure
they
what
should
that
make nice
is.
pens and stuff.
I think it's actually just
It's,
resin that somebody did, and they is it quartz? I thought it was resin that they just cut,
I think it's
put
quartz.
in a
This one
machine.
says rainbow quartz on it,
Oh, okay,
so
quartz.
it's probably quartz. I kind of like this one. What's that candy that we all used to eat that was white like that?
Oh,
That's
It
what
had,
it
yeah,
reminds me
yeah.
of. Yep.
gummy
Yes,
stuff in it.
yes.
Yeah, I know. That's why I bought this. I'm like, man, that looks like candy I used to eat when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
I remember the candy
still
myself,
feel
but I can't think of the name of it.
It comes out at Christmas
Yeah.
time.
Yep, comes out at Christmas time.
Yep.
I got a lot
And
of
then I've got
material.
a bunch of Olive blanks and all kinds of stuff like that I'm
Once I
probably
get
gonna
half
make
my
a couple
material
out
done,
of.
I'm
But
gonna set up my.
Uh,
yeah, so
Heirloom Game Calls says, I have a whole box of mixed up wood pen blanks, Jim, you can have. So you need to
geez,
get with
really?
Heirloom. Yeah, you need to get with him, and
Here you go.
maybe you pay for the shipping for him and he can send them to you.
yep, yeah, no problem. Done that
Good,
before.
good.
Yeah, I've got some more like the larger pen kits to do back here in the corner. They are Gatsby Grands. So these guys are here.
Yeah, I've done.
I'll make
Yeah,
up
I
some of
I
those.
like to do Gatsby because they're a little bit thicker than normal
You like those?
ends. Hold them back up again.
Yeah, that's why I grabbed them.
Yeah, they're a little bit
Okay.
thicker than the Gatsby is. Yeah, it's a little thicker than a normal pen, and I like that feeling of a
I've
thicker
got
pen.
5 of those. Yeah. That's why I like this, but it's just even though I ballooned it out a little bit, it's still I've got big hands, so it's still hard to.
Well, I don't.
Then I've got
I
these,
don't have that big of hands, and they're still hard for me to hold. So that's the reason I like the bigger ones.
Yeah. I got these necklace kits for scissors for sewing, so I'll be putting those together. I haven't built one of those yet.
Hey Jim, have you
Yeah,
ever
what else
turned
did I
one?
get?
Jim, have you ever turned one of these? Hey,
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I can't see you.
Oh, a bullet pen. That's actually a bullet. That ain't even a pen.
No.
That's a pen.
That's
Yeah, I
what
know.
it
Well,
was.
it's just, yeah,
50
that's pretty cool.
It's a 50
My
caliber.
son gave me.
That's a 50.
You know what's
Yeah,
really
that's
cool is my
50
son
caliber.
gave me two.
That goes in an A10.
Well, yeah, I was going to say my son gave me two A10 cartridges without the bullet in front of it. They were just empties. That'd be cool to turn a head for that, put the head on it. And,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that would be cool. I'm going to do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to do.
No.
Was
It'd
that
be
a
hard to
kit,
do.
Paul, or
Yeah,
But
it
that's
was a
kind
kid. I
of.
got it from Penn State.
Penn State? Yeah. Yeah, I've turned. I didn't bring any with me tonight because we went out mudslinging all afternoon, so I didn't get home until just enough time to eat dinner and come in here and start the show. So we were out at my daughter and son-in-law's house, and they have 100. Yeah, I eat dinner. They had 189 acres that we could play on, and went out through there mudslinging. I got so much mud on my side by side that it's pathetic. It's going to take me 2 days to clean it. So what was the funny thing about it is the 189 acres is for cows. So the cows are out there, right? So my granddaughter's in the back, and well, when you go through a cow pasture, you normally run through cow poop. So we had cow poop on the side of the side by side. So she went to get out, and she had made her dad come and pick her up and pull her out so she couldn't get on the cow poop. I said, "Girl, you need to be raised on a farm."
I got a question for anybody here or somebody out in the chat. All these back surgeries I've had, after I do a couple of these things, I'm toast for a little while. Has anybody ever taken their lathe and raised it up off of the stand that it comes with and get it up in the air higher? Does that work for you? Or
I don't see why you couldn't
you do it. That kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you're so tall that would help too, to put it up on like 6-inch blocks, and then you probably at the normal
At
height.
least.
Maybe I would put it up on high. I personally, if I was going to build something for it, though, I would build a platform so that the platform's solid, which would give it more stability, so you wouldn't have vibration, and make it out of some thick wood, like 2x6s or something. Yeah, and then raise it up 6-8 inch, whatever you think you need, and put it on top of the platform.
I think you want it up around elbow height anyway, Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Elbow. Yeah, it should be up around elbow height. Yeah, mine's up around my elbow height.
Yeah, it's like right here.
Right there.
Yeah, it needs to come up 6 or 8 inches then.
Yep. I get some 2x6s because they're 5.5 inches. And then you add a piece of 3/4 inch plywood on top of the 2x6s, and boom, set it on top of that. But my point being is, if you make something for each leg, if you make something for each leg, I'm afraid it would be kind of wobbly, if you understand what I'm saying. Unless you made it out of steel or cast iron and was able to bolt it together. So if you made a platform solid with like 2x6s, heavy wood, 3/4 inch plywood, and set it on top of that, I don't think you would have near the vibration. And actually, if there's holes in the leg, I would bolt it to the platform so it couldn't move.
I've got 4x6s left over from building the deck.
Yeah.
So if I
there you go.
I can just cut little 6-inch pieces out. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Yeah,
that'll work.
So,
Does Penn State still have the magnetic kits?
Yeah, they do. But when I got to the checkout thing just to check to see what I had in the cart, and it was over $600. So I said, no, I'm not gonna. You can't sell all this stuff at the.
You should be able to find. I think they still carry them. You should be able to find. And here's another thing: if you can't find them there, look at Rockler. Rockler has a lot of pin kits and stuff too.
You know, I turned one. It was a chess set. Love the chess set. It was from what store was that? Wood something. It's just not Rockler. Woodcraft. Would love to turn another one.
Yep.
They discontinued it.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, when that happens.
This was one of the expensive kits.
They moved they're moving our woodcraft up here.
Jim, well, they want to know what size lathe do you have?
I've got when I first started getting into it, I wanted to go in cheap, so I got the big Harbor Freight one.
Okay.
So I don't know, it's 28, 32 inches.
Yeah.
Something
I've
like
got
that.
one sitting in there on its end, and a little mini lathe. But
Mine's right here.
this thing got turned on the mini
there.
lathe, and the
Yep.
cells.
I want to tell you, out of the Harbor Freight lathes, they're for the price, they're great. I know a lot of people that own them and love them and haven't had no trouble out of them. So the only trouble I've heard is there was for a year or so when they manufactured them, there was one of the pulleys in there. They were cheaply made, and the pulley would break, but you could order a new pulley for it and put it in there, and it'd work. You know, because it runs off of those pulleys, so that's the reason it adjusts the
I
speed.
had a pulley. So
I've had them both. I've had the mini one, and now I got the full size Harbor Freight. I've had no problems with either one.
Aussie Man said they used to play cow poo frisbee when he was a kid on the farm. Yep, I've done that too.
I've seen that played.
You find those nice flat ones that dried out, and you can pick up and throw them like a frisbee.
If anyone's interested, I got the second monitor working.
Awesome.
Oh, you did?
yeah, now
I
mine.
don't know what I did. It just suddenly came on. So
Yeah. Sometimes it's through Windows.
no, I wasn't getting a signal at all.
Oh, no
Then
signal.
then you turned the power switch on and it started working.
Working.
A little bit better than that. Not much.
Paul, you're so helpful, Paul.
I know it.
Ross, I sent you a picture of what I'm working on right now into the contest.
Hey, Al.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, wow. What
Yep.
year is
Blast
that?
in the past.
That is 2020. I've been waiting
Yeah.
for 2021, 22, and 23, and 24, but you must have lost my address.
Let's see.
It's shut
I know.
down.
It's been pretty bad too. I've been thinking about that. They're right here. They're right here, and I don't know who they go to. So
Oh, me.
Well, I
here's
know this is mine
here's-
because it's got my picture on the back.
here's 2021. Now that was just a one-time thing. Okay, they have the barcode on the back now.
Yep,
Okay, that's
this one has my picture on the back.
yes. That was 2020, right?
Yep,
This is 2021, Paul.
yep. I don't
Okay.
have one.
Let's see. Uh-oh. Here's a 2023. Okay.
I don't have one.
Brian Woodward says, I have my lathe lifted up so that the spindle is just below my sternum. Man, he's got his really high. He says, I like it, but a face shield definitely is required because more chips are flying so close to your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's the one tool I often wonder why they don't have a shield attachment like you would see on a salad bar with a sneeze guard. Something like that.
You
I
could-
mean, work underneath it, it's fine, but
Yeah, you could make one and put magnets on it so it would hold it in place. You could, yeah.
I was thinking of something like that.
There's a 2023 with barcode.
Don't have one.
I dropped it.
Don't be dropping my pen.
Sorry.
We lost Jim.
Snakeskin.
Now I don't understand this. Heirloom Game Call says I have 2 chairs from the dentist office that have armrests that swings in, front, and back. So you turn off of a dentist chair. Not quite understanding that one. Lynn said he has a Nova. I have a Nova too. Mine's a Nova. It's the one they quit making, the smaller one, the 2024 or 20 something. I don't remember now, but I love that lathe.
Coming apart.
It's funny. I'm trying to figure out a way to lower my
I
leg.
need to work on them. I need to get some done and put in envelopes. That could be a stream.
Yes, we could.
Let's
See you
get back
later,
in.
everybody.
Maybe
See you, Paul.
See ya.
Bye, Paul. Hope to see you tomorrow, Paul.
Okay.
And let Jim back in.
Oh, yep. I was wondering where he went.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
hope
nice.
people-
Snakeskin.
Nice.
Yeah, that's one of the plates I made like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I remember when you made those.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I sure do. Because you showed them on y'all showed them on the show. Yep.
I had a snake in the shop today.
Who killed the snake?
A 10-year-old girl did it. And I'm like, I can make a pin out of it for you. And she's like, yeah. So she just wanted one pin. I'm like, all right, I'll make you a pin and I'll keep the rest of it, and gave her a pin, and she loved it.
Dixon says 40,000 people show up here to the Cow Chip Festival in Wisconsin. I didn't know that.
Yep, Perry DeSheen. I never went to it, but they got a big festival. In fact, it's this month on the 30th. What's the date today? It's
The
coming up.
23rd or something
Yeah, it's
like
coming
that.
up then in a week.
Yeah.
Perry DeSheen.
Heirloom Game Call said we played horse poop golf. Yeah. Danny, he said nothing like a good old fashioned cow chip chunking contest. Somehow we got off of turning pins.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you turn zebra wood, it smells like poop. If you turn antler, it smells like you're in a dentist.
Yeah. It stinks.
Yeah.
Antler stinks.
I didn't know that about zebra wood.
Yeah.
I got a
I've
chunk.
turned.
I
Yeah, I've
zebra
turned it.
wood. I only did it like twice, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. I did it.
turning cedar, aromatic cedar, because it smells great and it's so soft. It's like
Yeah.
wax.
Yeah, I turned a couple of antler pins for friends, and I was like,
Yeah, you definitely want to wear your mask on them.
Yep.
yep.
Oh look, turned items right there. the few they're nacelles. They're engines. Oh, they're gone.
Our Chinese delivery guy just showed up.
What do
So
we
you
have?
got
He was going to
food?
come in and
I'm
hand us
hungry. You got food?
Yeah,
We had pizza
I
tonight.
will.
I'm trying to do low carb, although now and then I cheat a little bit. It's actually worked so far.
Well, Amy didn't want to cook. I didn't want to cook, so it became every man for himself.
Yeah.
Well, it's steak and veggies, you know,
Bologna and cheese.
chicken and veggies and cheese.
Good old bologna. Boar's head. Can't go wrong. And beer.
Definitely no sugar.
while we're doing this, I'm scrolling through the model auctions right now, even though I promised Amy I turned myself off for a while.
Yeah.
When I crossed the magic 400 kits line, it was like, I got to take a break.
Yeah.
But there's some good deals.
Hashtag unfinished projects.
Chris, I didn't get your you didn't send it to the other one that I gave you.
Those are finished.
But it didn't come through.
Okay.
For some reason, you don't.
A couple of them came out of Miller.
Sorry, Russ. What was that?
Chris said he sent me a couple of pictures, but for some reason contest at simplewoodencreations.com doesn't. His email does not like it.
You know,
Brian said he sent you some stuff too.
That's the weirdest part.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get it to work on my back.
I'm gonna try to do it off the computer. It's always my phone.
In fact, you may lose me for a second. Maybe not.
Talking about model airplanes and kits, I just sold my last 2 big gas engine airplanes. Now the rest are all electric.
All right, I want to do a present. Share screen. Wood thread.
Dixon, do you watch that flight test channel on YouTube?
What's it called?
It's called Flight Test.
Oh yeah,
ITE.
my little grandson. They got millions of subscribers on YouTube. It's crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
This is a wood thread cutter.
Yes.
For the lathe. I like that. You can make your own wooden bolts and nuts. That's pretty cool.
I've got a kit to do that. I've just never used it.
I was mentioning to Brian earlier. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Actually, here, your chair thing did not come through. I didn't get a picture with that.
That's got to be a custom one because you have to have that auto feed to make wooden threads, unless he's doing it on a steel milling a lathe, a metal lathe.
No, that I don't. Yeah, I don't know if that's that's a wood lathe. Look at here, you can see. Yeah, he must have customized something.
The auto feed.
He said something about he could also do aluminum too with it, or something like that. But he's been doing. I think that is what did he say? Oak, I think.
So
and he told me what. What he normally makes it out of.
I've got one hand one. You guys see it?
Oh yeah, you can make them by the hand. Yeah.
Yeah, this used to be my brother-in-law's, and it's part of the shop.
It's really not. Once you get it round, it's really not hard to make. Cut the threads.
Yeah, so you thread them on with that, and then you make the interior threads with this guy.
Yeah, it's really not hard to do.
Yeah,
he said when it's dry like now, it gets a bit sloppy. But a slot and bolt would tighten it up or loosen it if the humidity goes up and it swells. So aluminum would cure that issue. Oak is fine making a marketable one. Oh, because he would make it from aluminum.
Here, Lou called said no auto feed.
Huh. Russ Meadows is in the house. He's out there. Just got here.
Hey.
There we go.
It cuts. What's nice is that it cuts 8 threads per inch, regardless of the diameter of the hole or the piece. It will cut inside as well as outside.
Well, there you go.
All right, you sent a new email.
I got my wife's uncle when he had an old 1950 Craftsman hobby lathe, It had the gearing and stuff on it, so you could cut threads with it, and it's pretty cool. It's got a big open frame motor with it. It's got you just pull it back and then put a belt on it, and it's kind of belt driven. If I ever get this place cleaned up, I'll get it out and start playing with it.
Hello, Russ Meadows out there in YouTube land.
What's going on, Musty?
Okay, so that came through that time. So we go present,
That's
share
weird. On my
screen.
computer it works, but my phone it doesn't.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
So do I. I try to do a lot of stuff from my phone.
Ooh.
Oh, you made you a grinder bench?
Stand for it, yeah. And those
Yeah.
drawers came from
Nice.
a bedside table we got rid of. So I saved the drawers.
Yeah, upcycle, baby, upcycle.
Absolutely, baby.
Yeah. Yep.
And those wings, the lathe tools are going to hang in those boards. I'm going to put some holes in there.
Very
So
nice. Very nice.
that way, I'll know where they are. But
It looks good.
it's getting there. My grinder's been sitting on a shelf collecting dust since we moved down here. So
I bought me I bought the cheaper brand, the Win grinder, but it's the slow speed grinder. Because I had a high speed grinder.
When,
and
Russ?
I wanted us, huh?
When?
Well, Win, W-E-N.
Yeah.
And,
When did you buy it?
Anyway, so 20 years ago. Anyway, so I really like it. I've been using it to sharpen knives and stuff like that because it goes just so much slower, and you don't, they don't get as hot as fast. Right. And I really like it, and so
a lot of my stuff's getting dull, so I had to do something soon. So.
Yeah.
And that's a little dolly, furniture dolly from Harbor Freight it sits on.
Yeah, I bought one of those the other day too to use for my little portable generator. I got a 3600 watt generator, and it's just a little too heavy for me to carry. So I bought one of those and set it on it, and by George, it works perfect. I can roll it anywhere I want.
The funny thing is,
I've got a small IKEA.
I have casters of the same ones.
I've got like a small IKEA cabinet that I put on one of those dollies, and I put my planer on the top of it.
Yeah, there's the benches.
Yep, they're out by the pool now.
Looks good.
I really like those.
I do too.
Yeah, I do too. I like them.
I've already got a request for a pair.
Yep.
I got to find the signs, though.
Exactly. I was going to say the problem is not building the bench. The problem is finding the signs.
Yeah. Well, I travel in the Parrot Head communities. I'm sure there's a few out there. I just got to put the word out.
Yeah.
So I belong to 3 different clubs. So, I'll find them. I told the person who wants them, no promises, but let me work on it. So,
very nice.
Looks good.
That's what I've been up to. That and my model airplanes. When it gets too hot out here, I get orders from the boss to come in the house. Because she knows I'll stay out here no matter how hot it gets. It's great having someone to watch over me.
Aha.
Right?
Aha!
That's aha.
It came through that.
Later. There's a fly in my suit. I don't know. For some reason, it made me think of that.
Aha!
Aha! So this is the dentist chair he's talking about. So you actually sit on this chair and turn?
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, lean up against that. Yeah. Now, do you rest the tool on that, or do you rest your arms on the armrest?
No, I'm sure he rests his arms and then puts the tool on the banjo.
There's a banjo?
That's what it's called. The banjo is called what you rest your tool on.
Are there drums?
Obviously, you don't do a lot of turning.
No, I don't.
He's got two of them there.
The only thing I've turned is
He's got one for his arm and
is engines.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's pretty cool. I guess that's the same chair, but the arm swings around to the front. Yeah, swings around to the front.
That's a great idea.
So
you don't fall asleep.
Yeah, it's for his arms. He rests his arms on it, and then the tool goes on the banjo.
Understood. Yeah, very good. Like it.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
I want to lower my lathe.
Look, I've got a halo.
And it's misplaced.
Right?
Yeah. There should be little horns sticking up. That's what it should be.
We can probably time it. There'll be somewhere where there's something sticking up.
Oh, that's
That's a pretty cool idea.
I didn't know.
49.
What'd you say, Donna?
I didn't know it was called a banjo. I just called it the tool rest.
Yeah, I call it tool rest too.
It's actually called a banjo. Is the thing that you rest your tool on.
Yeah,
you don't believe me.
Learn something every day.
Learn something new.
There I am right there.
All right, let's go on. Cryogenic bowl gouge.
Huh?
Lens woodcrafting signs. He did pick up a 3/8 cryogenic bowl gouge and a spindle. Never heard of cryogenic tool.
yeah, those are nice.
So 3/8 cryogenic spindle. I'm not what he said. Cryogenic. I'm not a turner. Is that a brand name, or is that it's frozen so that the metal?
It's a process.
Just so that y'all will know that I know what the hell I'm talking about. There you go.
What are you talking about, Russ?
There you go. Right there. That is a pictures of a banjo. That's what it's called.
See, Dixon says it's called a tool rest.
No, it's called a banjo.
Where is it, Russ? I totally believe you, though. By the way,
Yeah. But yeah, those are pictures of them. They're different types, different shapes, different forms, but they're still all considered a banjo.
Do they consider them to be like an alto or a baritone or anything like that? If they're higher?
No, they consider to be a pain in the ass like you.
He does it so well.
It's giving you conversation and content.
Yep. Al, you got to go with your strengths. You do it so well.
I'm like, yeah, it's allowed to turn. It's unscripted, folks. It's unscripted.
We got it.
Trust me, I learned it, but I learned it years ago.
I learned
like,
every day of my life.
I don't remember who taught me it either. But anyway,
see where the banjo is there. It says it right on the bottom.
Can't see it too well.
Yeah,
right.
But anyway,
there is the bottom piece. Yeah, there it says banjo.
Yeah. Anyway, I was working with somebody that was teaching me to turn, and I said, yeah, the tool rest. And they looked at me and said, it's called a banjo. And I said, do what? And they said, that is called a banjo. It's not a tool rest. It's a banjo in a lathe term. And I said, okay, I did not know that. So I learned it myself years ago. So
well, we have some dissent in the chat. Brian
What's
Wood
that?
says the banjo is the part that mounts to the lathe and holds the tool rest. And that's what Dixon was showing us.
It's the bass part, but the whole unit is called the banjo.
The banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bass part.
Honestly, I had no idea either way.
Yeah, I didn't either. See, you learn something new every day.
Well, like I said, that's what I've always was told, and I always went by that. And I thought to myself, first off, to go along with your smartness, smart aleckness, Al, I agree with you. Who in the heck come up with that term, the banjo? I mean, come on. Why didn't they call it the saxophone?
Right.
You know, it's like, where the heck did they come up with a banjo from?
It's too hard.
Joe, come over here and play your saxophone on.
Yeah.
Now, Bill is saying your tool sits on the tool rest and the tool fits into the banjo.
Yep.
Now,
Well, I've heard two different things. I've heard the whole thing is called the banjo. So
You just figure out what works for you and go that way.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to start calling it a saxophone from now on.
Right.
And here's my saxophone.
Ooh, I can.
But you just wonder where they come up, because there's some odd things that are out there that are tools, and they come up with names for them. I'm like, what the heck were you thinking? You
The
know?
first guy that invented the lathe, it must have all came loose. It flew across the shop. And he says, "Holy crap! It sounded just like a banjo."
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Watch that.
Oh, well, guys, I got news for you. Yes. We got 8 more minutes, and so it's close enough. I'm gonna call it.
I think Paul talked
Tonight.
to his wife, like Paul said, and that's he's making sure he gets off on time, if nothing else.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. So we should be back next. Chris came out with some good 2 or 3 good ideas for a show. We might use one of them for next week's show. And if we have, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have it, but just to make, there's still that if in there, but we're going to be out at my daughter's house doing a cookout with some family that's coming in. And so therefore, we're going to do, if we have the show, I'm going to do it from her house. She has an office. She works from home. So one of her bedrooms is actually an office. And she said I could go in there and hook up to her internet and use that. And I can take this camera, it unmounts in just a few minutes, and this laptop. And then I'll take I got a spare mic. I'm not going to unmount this mic. So I'll take my spare mic with me, and we'll have the show from her house. So she said she wants you to have it from her house so that she can be on the show. So, yeah,
that'd be cool. That'd be really
that's
cool.
what she said. She was like, "Yeah, you're gonna have it from my house because I'm gonna get a chair and pull up beside you, and I'm gonna be on the show."
There you go.
I said, "Okay, no problem." So that's no problem. But yeah, so we'll got a couple of good ideas for a couple of the next show, and we'll use one of them next week. So that's about it. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Al, Donna, Jim, Dixon, and Chris, and Paul that was here. And if you did not tune in earlier and hear Donald say a little prayer for his family, Donald's aunt died in the last few days, and so he wouldn't be here tonight. So totally understand that. And I hope him and his family wish them all the best, and God will give them strength and encouragement through this time of sorrow. So, but that's about it. And I'm going to go out next week and clean off my tomahawk and play my saxophone. And
play with your saxophone, baby.
And I'm going to make a bowl with it. Just so I can bring it back and show you that I use my saxophone to make the bowl.
All right.
I've been
I'm going to
thinking
do
the same
that.
thing. I got all these pieces of exotic wood I've bought and just stuffed them underneath the lathe. So
I'm going to go out there and play my saxophone and make me a bowl, by George. Anyway, listen, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just absolutely too darn busy, or you're lazy. Get off the couch and go out there and make some sawdust. But anyway, get out and make something. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Remember, you do not have to go home, but you cannot stay here.
That's right. Live long and prosper.
You've already missed last call. Now get out of here.
And what he said.
I am proud that I did figure out how to make the link work so you didn't have to change rooms. I'm proud.
Good job, Russ. Good job.
See you.